Welcome to Lawminds YouTube channel. Today in this video, we will learn about e-way bill and debit and credit notes. Let's begin with e-way bill. During the introduction of the Goods and Service Tax, that is GST, which got the effect from 1st July 2017, this was a revolutionary step in the field of indirect tax reforms in India. This GST system provides the provision for the e-way bill. Now, what is e-way bill? E-way bill is a document that is provided under GST for the movement of the goods and services. This bill is created electronically for the person who carries goods around the nation. This bill is required for the movement or motion of the goods and products in the nation. Any goods or products worth more than Rs 50,000 and its movement within any state of the nation except Delhi, for that this e-way bill is required for the pass of the vehicle. And if the goods is worth more than 1 lakh rupees within Delhi, then also this bill is created. This bill was introduced by the Central Board of Excise and Customs and Goods and Service Tax GST. It enables the transportation of goods and service of worth rupees 50,000. This bill is created online for the conveyance of the good and products. Once this bill is generated, the motion of the goods can happen without any hindrance, whether intra or interstate. This bill is implemented through an ICT based solution as approved by the Goods and Service Tax Council. This can be used through a web based design that is developed by the National Informatics Center. There are other modes also for the generation of e-way bill. They are generally SMS based, Android based, and API based. The generation of this bill can be cancelled through the website only or through the SMS. The buyer or seller gets a e-way bill number or EBN after the generation of this bill. Now, what is e-way bill? Simply, this bill is nothing but a document that a person must carry with himself during the conveyance of the goods and products within the nation. Now, next is rules of GST e-way bill. E-way bills is described under Rule 138 of Chapter 14 of Central Goods and Service Tax, that is CGST. The rule prescribes that the person who is carrying the goods and products will be required to carry a document with them, but there is no mention of the required document is made. The provision states that till such time as an e-way bill system is developed and approved by the council, document that is supposed to be carried by the person. Rules of e-way bill simply states that the person who is transferring the goods should carry a document with himself, but there is no certain mention of the document, and it is left to the discretion of the government as to what document one must carry. Now next is process of generation of e-way bill. Under the Section 68 of the Central Goods and Service Tax Act 2017, the process for the approval of the movement of the goods and products are made. If the person who is in the transport of the goods and service, which is exceeding the limit of the goods, is required to carry certain document with him, that document is not certainly mentioned anywhere but is left on the decision on the government. Next is registration of e-way bill. Now, how to register a e-way bill? The bill can be generated through its online portal, and it can also be generated through the SMS by giving the registered number. The portal also allows changing the vehicle number from the bill that is already generated, and also the cancellation or the print of the e-way bill. Things that is required for the generation of the e-way bill. A person must have an account on the portal of the e-way bill. Second, for the conveyance of the goods from the road, there must be a vehicle number and transport ID. For the conveyance of goods through the air, ship, or rail, there must be transport document number, transport identification, and document shall specify the date. There must be an invoice or bill or challan of the specified goods and services for which an e-way bill is required to be generated. Now, next is what are debit notes? Debit notes is a document that is issued by the buyer or purchaser of the goods and products to the seller. This note is created if the buyer has returned the goods and the seller is made liable to debit the said amount of the returned product. Debit notes are described under Section 34, Clause 1 of the CGST Act 2017. Now, for example, if a company, namely ABC, has brought goods worth rupees 1,50,000 from the company XYZ, and when the goods is transported and the company ABC realized that the goods worth rupees 50,000 is damaged while the transit of the goods, then company ABC will issue a debt note to company XYZ so that they informed about the damage. And if the company ABC has already paid for the goods and then realized that it is damaged, then the debit note is issued to company XYZ to notify about the loss, and the amount of that damaged good will be deducted from the further purchase of the goods. Now, what are credit notes? Credit notes are introduced under Section 34, Clause 1 of the CGST Act 2017. Credit notes are simply a document that is created by the seller to the buyer or purchaser of the goods and products once they are returned. The note is issued in order to notify the buyer of the product that the amount will be credited or has been credited to their account. For example, a company ABC purchased goods from company XYZ worth rupees 1,50,000 and the goods worth rupees 50,000 is damaged, then the company XYZ will issue a credit note to ABC that they are required to pay. I hope this video was useful. Thank you so much.